Okay, now I show you how I modified this Proxxon MF70. I changed first of all the platform. I combined two platforms to make a bigger, have a bigger size of the table and the X and Y axis. And I changed all the bearings here to roll bearing. On this side, double. On this side, one in the back. On this side, one in double here, and also here a double. And then you have a size, an effective size of working space. Instead of 4.5 times 10, you have now 35 times 9. So it's really much bigger. And then I equipped these Proxxon with a CNC kit in order to make the whole setup more rigid and to prevent any vibrations, or at least to reduce them to minimum. I use these very heavy, well-made base plate provided by Proxxon. It has a few kilo, and I filled this the main support here with stones and epoxy. So with this you have another couple of kilos, and combined to this is now very heavy, the whole setup. The illumination is done with this magnetic bound LED lamps, which I have a plenty of them, and you can switch them on and off. They are not dimmable, but you can place them off any position you like. And now let's come. Here's a controller inside, the Arduino control system based. And this is the PC which I just bought for this project and installed yesterday. I use the Universal G-Code Sender program, and in addition also the CorelDraw version 2019. It's a full version which is very strong for these generation of files, which then be loaded into this program and sent to these CNC Proxxon setup. And on the left side here you see my Wacom tablet. With this you can easily draw and manage then the CorelDraw. The power supply at the moment is this one. I run it at the moment at 12 volt, but I wait for a power supply which goes even up to 24 voltage and up to 5 amps to give also more power on the system. 2 amps should be enough, but I want to have something more, just in case it needs more power and there's more resistance in the system. Important also with this double construct to prevent any bending between these two doubled parts of these support. I linked them with brass on both sides, and now it's absolutely stiff and there's no movement at all, and it's very precise. And now the functional test as usual. Let's go here. I click on this in this area here, and you see both are moving. Now we go back. The cross table is working. Now let's test the Z-axis. So it works in each direction. Also, the mechanics had been replaced, the original Proxxon version, to longer rods, and I made also the bearings of brass, and ball bearings had been also included. The whole setup has now on X and Y axis only an error of 0.1 millimeter. This is tested in both directions, so it's really precise for the purposes I need. The software I use is freeware. It's Universal Code Sender version 2.1.15, and I combined it with a CorelDraw 219 suite, the full package. And in this software, I embedded a plugin, a German plugin. It's called CamDraw. This is incredible good. It has a high quality. You can trigger almost every machine with this plugin. It is in the CorelDraw implemented, and if you, instead of saving your image, you save it directly in the G-code, which is then saved and loaded directly into this software. Here you see an example, a square and a circle in two levels. The shapes will be cut with a mill of 2 millimeters and a depth of 1 millimeter in 2 steps. This is now a test. The first time I cut in plain wood, and now we start the program, sending the data to the computer here, and I also turn on the vacuum cleaner, which is linked to the whole setup to get rid of the dust during the milling. So I start with the vacuum cleaner. And now with the program. So the milling is finished, and look how beautiful and precise the result is. It's unbelievable. The modification of the whole setup, including the mechanics on the cross table, is precise enough with 0.1 millimeter in each direction, so that you can really cut highly precise now parts, at least good enough for my purposes. And the program finished, and you see the position is the same like on the screen. And important is that now I have also established on this new computer here the whole software line from the beginning, from the drawing, from even scanning in various sketches and transferring them in the G-code finally, and cutting them and on this platform. So there are a lot of things now possible, and I will use it especially also for cutting brass, and maybe later also for art projects in silver. And I hope you find this whole video useful, and thank you for your attention.